All right, check one, check two. This is it. Welcome to the Cannabis Coffee Hour. Yes. We're doing it again. Thanks for coming back. Yeah, we're gonna win. This is episode 198. Oh yeah, it isn't late. It's coming out on Thursday. Sometimes that's what I do. Sometimes it's Friday. What about you? When do you listen to this podcast? Is it Monday? Is it Tuesday? Is it Wednesday? Maybe it's in the future. Maybe it's in behind. In the past. We leave it all behind. More. Podcasting every day. No, I do it mostly on Thursday. I'm gonna give you a podcast. It is gonna give you a laugh. Maybe you'll pass gas. I don't really care. You're in the internet. It's not the air. The air is natural. So is the sky. I'm flying around. I'm getting kind of high. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. I'm doing 10,000 steps. Now what about that? Getting healthy. Drinking smoothies. Oh yeah. That's really groovy. It's cold, man. It's East Coast cold nip out there. I got a nice big thing of green tea. I'm on my second green tea. I thought I was beat up. I took a COVID test, but I don't got it. But I woke up. I had to work late. I did a show late and drove back, and but I wanted to get this podcast in because sometimes I do this podcast. Welcome to the Cannabis Coffee Hour. I guess I just rambled on there. I haven't smoked in a while, and I just had a little bit before this. I've been taking time off of it, but with this one, I thought I'd just chill and drink the second green tea. I'm digging the mood. I was beat up this morning, but then I went for a nice big walk out there and got a bunch of steps in. But then it's also cold, so then I just ran in. So I'm having a green tea, and I'm looking at people snowboarding on YouTube. Now, I have seen a few shots. I mean, I love skiing, I love snowboarding, and it is kind of crazy out there. Hopefully we'll get to do some episodes on snowboarding. I'll get out there with this audio podcast, I like the audio. I hope you're enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. This is the Cannabis Coffee Hour. We are at episode 198. The gist of this podcast is just me, comedian Rob Cantrell, just having either some coffee or tea, and I check in and talk about music and vibes and comedy and whatnot, and then have guests, and then sample tea or coffee, or sometimes drink. I did this is like my move when I go to hotel rooms now is like grab the teas. I like to collect teas, and then I got a stash tea box. So when it's time for tea, I got a wild collection, and it reminds me of other gigs and other times. But yeah, I would love to go. I think I went. I go to New Jersey sometimes, like once or twice here and there, and I still can hang on. But as I get older, I gotta watch it a little bit. It's a physical sport. People fuck themselves up, man. You can't get cocky. You can't get cocky with nature. That's the thing. That's the episode theme for today. Is you can't get cocky with nature. And, a lot of it's like, the environment, what's going on. It's like everybody's like kind of wigging out with like the explosion of media and YouTube and misinformation and politics and all this stuff. So people are going back to nature and going for hikes and actually getting more healthy. That's what I've felt out there. There's more information and it's happening fast, but you got to watch out for bunk information. So I'll try to keep this as organic, because this is I don't know. I don't even know. I mean, I hope that, when it says organic, you're getting, at least they're trying. It might be bullshit, but no. And there's varying degrees, I guess, of being organic, but I'm having some organic green tea, and it kind of goes definitely very well with this vibe. But yeah, it's just been cold, and it's just been slowing down. Everybody's getting ready for the holidays, and so I'm just been meditating. I've been watching Eckhart Tolle on loop. That and alpha wave beats. You guys mess with that alpha wave beats? Just some wah, wah. I want to put some of that on here, man. I've been playing with the beats. I mean, a lot of it, doing a podcast weekly and the lifestyle that I have, the age that I'm at, and, as cannabis gets legal and how I temper it, going forward. I don't drink alcohol, mostly water. I got a jug of water here. Everybody's got a Nalgene bottle now. Everybody's just drinking gallons of water, trying to stay healthy, man. It's wild out there. Everybody's dodging COVID, and but I don't even want to talk about a lot of that stuff. Or I definitely want to give a shout out to Brittany Griner for coming back home to the good old USA, and I think that's great. I think it fucking sucks how it's all politicized. Just like, oh man, it just gets heavy. It gets deep, and it's not really the natural way of where my mind wants to go right now. And leveling everything off into this political angle, and just no, it's just like, it was lame. As somebody that was arrested for cannabis, I did 3 nights in the Tombs in New York City, in 2007, and it was not. I couldn't imagine what she went through. I couldn't imagine, and I could imagine probably making, my younger self making a mistake like that and trying to just being slack and not cleaning out your thing before you go out to a foreign country. I still wouldn't trust it these days. At my age, and the information that's out there and how legal it is in the U.S., like, it's almost nice to take a break. Like, I was talking to my buddy Dan, and he was like, have you ever taken like 30 days off? And I haven't taken 30 days off in a long time, and I might for this podcast, just to document it. I mean, I don't know if it'll even change anything. This is still how I talk. I still want to talk about this Outkast video that I watched this morning, and these alpha wave beats. I still love hip hop. It's wild. I saw this one clip of Jerry Garcia downplaying, hip hop. I just remember, like, in the 80s, it was like, it just wasn't looked upon as music. It was like in this back, and now it's so mainstream. And I think with technology and making beats, for me, the culture is awesome, but the music is also awesome. On a musical standpoint, dude, Planet Rock, it's all like mostly synthesizers and electric beats from like all these different places. So I always love. I mean, yeah. So I'm pumping a lot of alpha beats. I mean, lo-fi hip hop is just like, how good is that shit? Eckhart Tolle, like just the saying, if somebody talks too much, they don't know what the fuck's going on. But that's what I always think about, and that's what I always say. So maybe I'll just try to get it out on this podcast or when I'm on stage. And the rest of the time, that's kind of how I am. I'm drinking a banana smoothie with peanut butter and hemp. I've always been putting hemp seed. That last episode, Kirkland Hemp. I love the title of this episode, but the holiday jams are going up. So maybe I should do a Christmas. I mean, I love Christmas, and I love the idea of peace and love and Jesus all day, all day. But at the same time, it's like this grasp on ultimate against anything. Everybody, it's all like, it's more of the philosophy of peace and love, you know. And Christmas celebrates that. And the commercialism and all that, it's still kind of fun to get forced to face your family and deal, once a year, you got to do it, and it's kind of a trip that everybody does it. But at the same time, when I was thinking about this morning, was about the conformity, and I think that's why there's just so much in rest, because people are not used to like it's safer to think slower, or not think slower. It's just like, I guess, it's either the distraction or yourself. Let me get a big thing of water. This has been my move, is like just chugging a big thing of water. Not like a ton of it, but I'm going to chug some water. Peace and love. Oh man, that was dope. Yeah, it got all on my chin. It was awesome. And I was really thirsty for the, I don't know how long I've been talking, but it's been a minute, So I definitely needed some water there. And I started off really big with the rap tune. But I don't know if it was a rap tune. It was more like a freestyle talking thing. I watched the movie Whiplash, man. I hadn't never seen it. I watched it on YouTube with the ads, free with ads. YouTube is just checking. I mean, it's just, that's where I'm putting my Bitcoin at, is YouTube. Please subscribe to the YouTube, the Cannabis Coffee Hour. Like I said, like there's much better episodes than this one. I'm just kidding, but yeah, there's some great live episodes. I do like the full video. I'm a fan of this podcast. I appreciate, like and subscribe all day, and I love doing this. So I appreciate everybody listening and smoking and chilling or not. Some people told me they put it on to sleep too. So maybe I'll put some more beats on it. But the movie Whiplash was really good. It's very minimal. That's what tripped me out. It's just intense actors, and the drums are amazing. I think the drumming is like the main stage. Like the acting's great, but the drums, the music really got me in there. And the story's great, but I'm not a super high drama cat, and it gets intense. But so does life. I mean, I get it. It was dope. Especially it was dope to watch it on YouTube. It was just late at night, and I was just done with work or whatever, and I put that joint on. I definitely been doing my stretches, my 5 Tibetan stretches, every morning, and then drinking the banana smoothie, and then chugging tons and tons of water, and then going over my stand-up material, and trying to recut all my music videos. Please go to my own YouTube page. Check that out. I have a bunch of music videos. I have this one video that's kind of newer called Bubblegum. It was like I put it on like hold the other day. Then I kind of like, everybody's doing that still, like that still for the YouTube. That's the big thing, is like some goofy. But I love Canva. Shout out to Canva if they want to give me a free account. Holler. But I cut up my screens on that thing and hook it up. I love that. Graphic design is like exploding. It really is. Like art, in a lot of ways, art and media are like exploding in this wild way, and like the information is flying and the inspiration is flying. And that's what I love about having this podcast. And venting. I'm doing a lot of auditions and for some acting stuff, and it's just nice to have something to change it up. So this doesn't have to be the biggest and biggest ever, but I definitely want to strive to have great guests and have a great podcast and smoke some of the best herb in the world. This herb is pretty good. I had some earlier. It was called Tropicana Cherry. It was very good. It was decent. I like this. But I'm pounding like a bunch of green tea, and I did do a show last night, and I got home like at 2. And right now it's kind of still the morning. So my morning I was like all banged up, and then I slept, and then I went for a walk, and I was like, I got to do this podcast, and I'm excited to do it. It's like this Outcast video. Oh no! Don't play it, Rob. You're gonna get in trouble. B.O.B. This thing is, oh man, this is like, I don't know, an apex of creativity and music. It is really just visually. I mean, the thing about, I think the generation of hip hop and music out there that I grew up on was the explosion of MTV and in the visuals, and how important the visuals were to promote bands. Like, I don't know, in Led Zeppelin days, like, or the Rolling Stones early days, like, videos weren't that big. Like, I think they had some home movies, but it definitely wasn't like on all the time. I mean, television and media has always been changing. That's what I was thinking, how everything just like expands and then contracts back in. And if you stand around long enough and you quiet enough, you just see it all like unfold and then go back. From the birth, from the like unfolding of the flower. Ganja. Herb. I definitely want to try to make dub music. I do love deep dub reggae. I do love that low bass vibration, and sometimes it's good, but sometimes you put it on and you're like, man, what are you talking about? I got to do some math. I got to do some but it is very relaxing. I think reggae is a lot like the alpha beats. Like, it's just positive music. I guess that's what I'm striving for, like with a lot of the stuff. It's like I'm just trying to put out something positive. Because there's a lot of negativity out there. But at the same time, I don't want to be like over positive. Because you got to be sad and you got to go through all that. But yeah, love, love, love is the message. Yeah. I just saw my cat. I had to go let somebody in. Somebody's ringing the door. But I just saw my cat. Cats, man, they're so chill. Like, this is like the first year like I've had a cat, and yeah, like over the year, it's just learned more and more to love me, and it comes up to me, and it's the best. They are the chillest. But you can't force anything with the cat. That vibe. Having just nature, having a pet is just like the dopest. In a plant. Shout out to all my plants. I don't have a cannabis plant. I wish I did. I will eventually, as things get more and more legal. But at the same time, it's a lot of, you got to respect nature. You can't mess with it. It's a lot of work. Got to get your hands out there in the dirt. Yeah, music and nature, I would say, in water, have been my main go-tos. And in Grateful Dead, yeah, I just been playing a lot of. I've been going deep. That's why I don't know. So those algorithms you come across, like all of a sudden you got like Phil Lesh and like Jerry Garcia monologue or like interviews and stuff. You just don't know how you absorb stuff. You're just out there surfing on the internet. uh, but I mean, you can go deep. I mean, I love watching reaction videos. Shout out to those reaction videos, man. Uh, I don't watch a lot of them, because it can suck your time away. You're just like, oh my god. Um, yeah, Grateful Dead, Morning Dew. Beck knew him. I listened to Beck. I like Beck's style. I like eccentric, cool, original styles. Um, but at the same hand, not everything derives from something. But Grateful Dead, I would say, derives from early rock and roll. Like those guys are the longest running American rock and roll band. I mean, it's like amazing. Um, and it's just the music is just musically, just the texture is just like there's a lot going. Each musician's doing different things. I don't know. It just definitely soothes. It's just like soothes your soul. And sometimes I didn't get it, and sometimes I do, and sometimes you just like I'm tired of this stuff. I'm gonna listen to Stick Figure. I have been listening to some Stick Figure, Fire on the Mountain, Grateful Dead. Yeah, a little bit of Beck. Um, I don't know if I'm saying all of this. I don't know, man. That's the thing about. I'm not sure if I'm saying all this, and it's coming out as boring or good. I never know. Green Day, Good Riddance. I do listen to a lot of Green Day. A lot of 90s alternative rock is good. Because there's a lot of originality in the sounds, I think. A lot of I guess everything kind of goes in waves, it's just like, and then in the beginning of those waves, there's a lot of originality and just like authenticity, the word everybody says. What is authenticity? I mean, in terms of like just being in the moment, just like being right there and forgetting, just being present without thinking. That's the trip that I've been on lately. Is there's like a being inside you, and once you get to it, it's almost nothing, and that nothing is like creates the form to the formless, I guess that's that's what you could tell. I've been listening to way too much Eckhart Tolle. Sometimes I'm like, oh, what? But I guess whatever it is like you can kind of play with that if you're really open to it. I was watching this clip on Rakem's Instagram that was about Muhammad Ali, and it was amazing. And it was this, I'd never heard him say it. It was like, if a person has a good heart, then it's going to be a good person. If somebody has a bad, like, it's not about the mind, it's about the heart. So if your heart is good, man, that is wild. So if your heart is good, that's where you want to try to get to. And that's why I've been doing these 10,000 steps. I can't say that I do it every day. Like I hit like 8 and 6, and I thought I hit 10, and then I get mad. And I'm like, God, what? You telling me that's not 10,000 steps? What are you talking about, man? I walked up from there to there. I gotta get this heart pumping. Pump some blood through this heart. Make it smooth. Alpha waves. My posture has been getting better from meditating, I have to say. Like they said, like I Googled that. Like in terms of like one time my back was like killing me, and then I Googled it and it said, yeah, what you're doing is you're strengthening your back by just learning to sit there. Like it's crazy. That's what I mean. That's the one I do is like Eckhart Tolle has these 20-minute meditations, but they're only like 20 minutes, which is perfect for me. And I have been on the hustle and bustle, so I just switched over to them without going like by myself, just to get a little bit more insight. I think it's terms of that type of stuff, like you're always building on it, you know. Oh, yeah, always building on being in the moment. Drinking this green tea, loving it. Playing a lot of guitar badly. All I do is do this Bo Diddley beat all day long. And he is like one of my favorite. But now I'm even getting. But now it is teaching me how to just. I want to play a little bit more music and make more music. I like this. Like thought about it today. I was like, man, I've done a full hip hop album or just full music album. The last one I put some new songs and some old songs, and then I had the songs from this other stand-up album that I put 4 songs on, and that's what's created the new album that's out right now, which is Caffeinated Dope Rhymes. So check that out, please. It's great. I did listen to it the other day. I was like, oh, wow. I'm not saying as it cocky. It is works over years. So, I mean, the quality is what the quality is. But there's definitely there's stuff that is popular that I've had, and then there's stuff that I'm proud of. And not that I'm proud of, but I know I did it, and I tried my absolute hardest. I did with that bubblegum video that's up right now. I remember, and I worked with a great camera guy, and it just like I just tried to make the most positive hip hop song ever, or just like I definitely leaned in a little bit to the Beastie Boys, with the changing of the color. But those dudes are amazing in terms of like evolving and going towards positive vibes. And I don't know, that's the stuff that my mind and body are going towards, is more yoga, more eating fruit. I mean, as I get older, I got to do something, that's the whole gig. I do love living. And it's tricky out there because there's so much COVID and fucking flu seasons, whatnot. So I'm just guzzling elderberry, and I got emergency powder, elderberry, emergency powder, and what's the other one? Oh, yeah, my COC10. I got that. Those are my supplements. I'm not selling any supplements, but maybe I could down the line. It's weird how everybody's merchandising. Like everybody has like merch now. It's wild. It is kind of going into this individual nonconformity, in terms of technology. Everybody's building their own universe, or as I always say, your own spaceship. My dream is my spaceship, man. And this podcast is one of my dreams, It's definitely having a funky, fresh show, being able to play beats, my own beats, which is great. I do enjoy making it and doing the visuals. I'm proud of the YouTube page. Like if you go look at some of the YouTube page, even I used to cut up like all this stock footage for some of those old episodes. The Lynn Shawcroft episode is amazing. I mean, it entertains me. We're talking about Mitch Hedberg being on tour with them. R.I.P. my buddy Mitch. Yeah, that episode is great. I don't know. I'm not saying it's. I don't know about what's great or what's not, but I was checking it out, and I'm arranging. A lot of being an artist is just like cultivating all the stuff you've done, and then like repositioning everything. Going back to old ideas, like as I'm writing scripts, I'm like, oh, I got some of these ideas. I got some of these ideas. And I want to write a book, so I'm definitely going to try to do that in the near future. It's just finding the time and the space. But as I get older, the time's getting shorter. So I got to get those dreams out. You know what I'm saying? Um, but I'm enjoying like all of the gigs that I've always done. And I've enjoyed, I look back on everything, and everything that I put my mind towards, it eventually gets there. It really is patience and fortitude. Patience and fortitude. That's a great song. I've been listening. That's like this 1930s jazz song um, that I've been listening to, and it's yeah, I love it. Um, because and it's like a mellow mood will make your day someday, or something like yeah. You just gotta be mellow. But I mean, you really got to be mellow because the world is absolute. I saw this one meme. I don't know. It's out there. Like it's one meme. The dude's going down the roller coaster, and the other dude's looking at him. And the one dude's just is completely calm, and it looks like the biggest roller coaster in the world. And he's like, and the other dude's like freaking out. And the one dude, and it just has this picture of like when it says something like, when you've been through so much, like you don't even give a shit anymore. And the other dude's like freaking out, and the other guy's just like looking at him like, whatever, man. Like this is nothing. And it does look huge. And I love roller coasters. I've done a couple lately, but they are kind of crazy. But I think it's the adrenaline, you know, and I get enough adrenaline from performing on shows and whatnot. Um, and I get enough adrenaline just being in life these days. But not really. Like the chaos is more on the internet, and then on the street. I don't know. Everybody seems a little bit normal. Um, except for all the, I don't know. I don't want to go into politics and talk about it. It's just I just not a fan of guns. And I think that's what a lot of like hip hop now, it just the gun, it was always there. I guess it's just the street. And it definitely comes, the music comes from um the Bronx, New York, Uh and music has always had that underside because it's not corporate. It's almost in that sense that you do have to build from yourself, just like and you're in these bars and underworld, and people are selling drugs, people are drinking, people are doing show. It's just like I guess the entertainment bill is, everybody's connected to everything. I'm saying like hip hop music to the street to corporate to entertainment into politics. Like it's all connected. You can't have everything kind of like reacts to each other. That's why it's all about the moment and non-judgment. Except if something's about to fucking kill you, uh, then you gotta. I definitely don't think it's. That's why I struggle with pacifism in terms of, yeah, it comes down, yeah, to turning the other cheek and all that. I don't want to get all religious or anything. Um, but I do like things to have. I guess what I've learned about myself is like I do like things to have a depth to it, a realness to it, or a meaning to it. And I think that's what a lot of the negativity is, the meaningless. But that's the thing, is that it is all meaningless. So you have to kind of create from within at all times. and just try to get into that moment of, wow, life is fucking dope. And this moment will pass, whether it's really bad or really, it's just like it keeps on moving. People heal up. Everybody's like going from healthy to sick to healthy to death to life to death. It's like rhythms, energy, all that. Wow. Wow. I don't know if that sounds good or not. Sometimes I've been trying to put music here or there, beats all everywhere within the podcast, and it kind of works out. I'm always experimenting with this thing, and experimenting with the combination of cannabis and coffee, and experimenting with the visuals. I love it. Thank you for listening. I love you. Happy holidays, happy Hanukkah, happy Christmas, happy Kwanzaa, happy New Year. I'll try to keep doing this week. I can't say try. I will do this weekly. I mean, we'll see as powers will be. But it's so low maintenance. Just me talking it out for 45 minutes. Enjoying some herb. I have some videos up. We talk about music. I'm sorry to burp. I'm sorry about that. Because I hate that when people do that on YouTube or on podcasts. I don't hate it. Sometimes it sounds all right. Sometimes it sounds bad. But I'm not trying to be burping on podcasts, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But then I just drank all that water, and I'm talking like a mile a minute. The cat has been dope. The plants have been dope. Shout out Brittany Griner. Shout out Eckhart Tolle. Shout out to all the people smoking bowls and snowboarding out there. Shout out to green tea. This is tropical green steep for 3 minutes. Harney and Sons. Yeah, this is good green tea. It's because it has like a pineapple. It said it has like a fruit undertone. And that's good. It's like 2 o'clock. The thing about green tea, like, I wouldn't say that I'm sick. Like, I just took a COVID test and I'm free. But I was out late. And then I had to get up early and do some shit. And then it just hit me hard, combo with the age and just not going hard at the moment. So I just mistimed my steps. And so I just took a power shower, vitamin C'd up, laid down for an hour, and I couldn't sleep until after the shower. It was after the shower, I just steamed it out, and then I just wrapped towels around my head, and then I got kind of just went, whoa. And then I just fell asleep for 2 more hours. And then I got up, went for a walk, and said, yo, I got to do the Cannabis Coffee Hour podcast. It's one of my favorite things to do. I love bringing it out there to you. We're going to drink some coffee. We're going to smoke some herb. We're going to talk to some freaks, some friends, some enemies, some loved ones, some funny motherfuckers. I bet you we'll keep doing this, and I'll get some people on. I want to produce it more as a show for the YouTube, so you gotta subscribe to the Cannabis Coffee Hour YouTube. If you're gonna do one thing in your life, subscribe to the Cannabis Coffee Hour YouTube. I promise you. The Joe Pera episode, even if you're, I love it. So I want to build on all those. That was the thing about the pandemic. I got a cat and leaned into podcasting. That's what everybody did. And I do listen to podcasts. And I'll get more podcasters on here. get more guests, and definitely get a sponsor on board. So if you're down, if you're a cannabis company, you can contact me at contact@RobCantrell, or just give us a shout out at just get at me. You know where to go. It's the Cannabis Coffee Hour. Contact@RobCantrell. They'll get to me. Yeah, that's about it. Everybody have a great holiday. I'm gonna do my thing. I'll keep you up to date on what's happening in terms of music and weed and coffee in future episodes. And I love you, and that's it. Peace.
Discovering truth is not a question of intelligence. It's intelligence, no intellectual ability or intellectual intelligence at all. Because if it were, there's so many people with really sharp intellects. They have such skill at comprehending or going to the point. So if that was all that it took, there'd be many Buddhas who came through the intellectual artery or vein.